Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to From Heroes to Icons. My name is Jason, and this is our review for the fifth episode of Disney Plus Marvel's What If. And in this episode, it is What If Marvel Zombies. I'm not particularly too familiar with the Marvel Zombies or anything like that, but as this episode goes, they mix it completely in with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which every episode of this What If is. So I guess you don't really have to be too familiar with the comic book Marvel Zombies. And the story was pretty dope, of course. The artwork is in spectacular fashion, as they have done it. All the actors that have been a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe are reprising their roles in this, except for Tom Holland, I believe, because his contract is with Sony and not particularly Marvel. But I must say, artistically wise, this artwork complements Spider-Man and Hope Van Dyne, the Wasp, beautifully. It looks very, very nice. And on a side note, I won't really say a side note, but particularly, I think the only one that I really didn't care for was the Hulk, because I think, personally speaking, Ed Norton's Hulk looks better and would look better animated, as they have all the characters looking very close to their human counterparts. What say you will? And the tone, of the post-apocalyptic superhero zombie world or whatever, the just everything about it, and I guess the particular way they have the art for What If, it reminded me a lot of Telltale's The Walking Dead. I don't know if I was supposed to get that vibe just because they were zombies, but it really felt kind of cool. And I guess the fact that everybody, the body count was crazy. The body count was crazy. But there's another dope episode. I don't really know what to grade it, because it was kind of like, I don't know. So, like watching the superheroes die like that again. I guess I'll give it a 4 out of 5, maybe a 4.5. But it was a dope episode. How the zombie virus got into it. Should I make this a spoiler review? I guess so. Only 15 of y'all gonna watch it anyway. Hope Van Dyne, looking for her mother, brings back the virus. Her mother was infected. So when the original Ant-Man, Hank Pym, goes into the microverse to get her, she's already infected. Bites him. He comes back from the microverse, comes out the pod, goes to attack Hope, but misses, kills Hank. Hope escapes, and pandemonium ensues. The Avengers come to New York to try to rid New York of the zombies, and I think it's Captain America gets it first. He's bit by a microscopic Ant-Man, or a Yellow Jacket, as Hank Pym calls himself, or whatever, and then the rest of the party is infected. But it's funny, the characters that they selected to be the survivors. And this whole Marvel Zombies thing takes place directly after, I guess during what would be Infinity War, because the Hulk gets zapped back to Earth via the, what is it? The Bellfrost, whatever it's called, I forget. But, the Thor power that teleports him back to Earth. And instead of really finding anybody, he finds the Sanctum Sanctorum empty. Pandemonium ensues, of course. He gets some Wong robes or whatever for an outfit. What's his name? I forget his name. The dude that looked like Squidward, him and the big brute come from, they gonna destroy everything or whatever. All right. And the Avengers come to save the day, but of course they're zombies. And Bruce Banner's saved by the Wasp and Spider-Man, which I said it's a really odd pick of how they picked the survivors. And one of the characters from Ant-Man, the little silly dude with the hair, he played Polka Dot Man in Suicide Squad. He survived. They got I don't even remember. My mind's on Spider-Man. But that dude who has no powers, Spider-Man, Hope Van Dyne. Then they saved the Hulk. And Bucky Barnes and Sharon Carter. It's funny how like all of these cats that don't have powers survived. And you'd expect that Spider-Man's always giving all of these movie references and stuff like that, so he survived because he watched the movies, fortunately. And of course they try to find a way to get a cure and this and that. They gotta get out of New York. Some more. I think Sharon Carter bites the bullet. Oh, and Happy Hogan. He survived, but he gets killed. Of course, he's the first victim with his silly self. He gets killed. Sharon Carter gets bit. She turns. There's a nice little scuffle between Captain America and Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier gets the shield. Pretty dope. They go to the facility where there's supposed to be a cure or whatever. They find the Vision there. And obviously, one of the Infinity Stones keeps the zombies from overrunning the place where he's at. And the Vision has a quote-unquote cure. And he's like, oh, you shouldn't have came. And it gets kind of ridiculous. But he has the Scarlet Witch downstairs, zombified. She breaks loose. And it gets nuts. Before that, Hope turns into Giant Woman, sacrifices herself to get them to the facility where the Vision is at. But, of course, the Scarlet Witch is ridiculous. And one thing that I didn't point out throughout this entire review, I kind of glanced over it. All the zombies have their superpowers. Like, even Iron Man was able to use his armor as a zombie, which I thought was kind of cool. It makes them extremely dangerous. Having even somebody like Captain America, who is meta-human, I guess. But just being able to use their abilities as zombies makes them way more dangerous than a regular zombie. But they find the Black Panther, and another Telltale's The Walking Dead moment. Bucky Barnes finds T'Challa with his leg chopped off, and oh man, I forgot Oyoke. She survived also, which kind of, I guess, rounded out the team for all of the heavy-hitting cats. And, of course, Oyoke survived because she's played by Dana Guerrera, who plays Michonne, who's in The Walking Dead. But I digress. So, a couple of cats get killed. Scarlet Witch starts to make short work of everybody. The Vision sacrifices himself for his love, of course, rips his own Mind Stone out, hands it over to Banner. And they're trying to get away in the Quinjet. Quinjet won't start, this and that. They got to do their thing. So Banner goes to fight the Scarlet Witch, and he sacrifices himself, and in the midst of being dogpiled by all the zombies, he transforms into the Hulk, and he's fighting Wanda as, they fly off into the sunset to try to find this cure that can only be produced in Wakanda. And the episode was pretty dope. They almost get captured by a zombified giant woman, Hope Van Dyne, but they get away. And the Watcher does his little talk or whatever, which I thought was like, the episode's over already. So as they making their way to Wakanda, it's and he gave the cure to Scott Lang's head. So it's like Scott Lang's head in a jar with Spider-Man and the Black Panther. Those are the only survivors at this point on their way to Wakanda. And as they get close to the barrier of Wakanda, the Watcher gives his, humanity always tries to save itself, even if it'll just destroy the universe or whatever. So, and then they show the inside of Wakanda. Zombies everywhere, but there's one figure standing there. I was like, yo, this is nuts. It's a zombified Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, and they're bringing him the last gem, and that's how it ends. It was pretty dope. Like I said, I gave it a 4.5, a 4.5 out of 5. It was, it was crazy. Makes me feel like playing a Walking Dead video game again. But hope you guys have enjoyed this review. Make sure you tune in every week for a review on Disney Plus Marvel's What If. And as always, be great and do great. Peace. Peace.